Leviticus chapters 22 and 23. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and to his sons, and let them take heed concerning the holy things of the children of Israel, so they shall not profane my holy name in any of the things which they consecrate to me. I am the Lord. Say to them, Every man throughout your generations, whoever of all your seed shall approach to the holy things, whatsoever the children of Israel shall consecrate to the Lord, while his uncleanness is upon him, that soul shall be cut off from me. I am the Lord your God. And the man of the seed of Aaron the priest, if he should have leprosy or issue of the reins, shall not eat of the holy things until he be cleansed. And he that touches any uncleanness of a dead body, or the man whose seed of copulation shall have gone out from him, or whosoever shall touch any unclean reptile, which shall defile him, or who shall touch a man, whereby he shall defile him according to all his uncleanness. Whatsoever soul shall touch them shall be unclean until evening. He shall not eat of the holy things, unless he bathes his body in water, and the sun go down, and then he shall be clean. And then shall he eat of all the holy things, for they are his bread. He shall not eat of that which dies by itself, or is taken of beasts, so that he should be polluted by them. I am the Lord. And they shall keep my ordinances, that they do not bear iniquity because of them, and die because of them, if they shall profane them. I am the Lord, the God that sanctifies them. And no stranger shall eat the holy things. One that sojourns with a priest or a hireling shall not eat the holy things. But if a priest should have a soul purchased for money, he shall eat of his bread. And they that are born in his house, they shall also eat of his bread. And if the daughter of a priest should marry a stranger, she shall not eat of the offerings of the sanctuary. And if the daughter of a priest should be a widow, or put away, and have no seed, she shall return to her father's house, as in her youth. She shall eat of her father's bread, but no stranger shall eat of it. And the man who shall ignorantly eat holy things shall add to the fifth part to it, and give the holy thing to the priest. And they shall not profane the holy things of the children of Israel, which they offer to the Lord. So shall they bring upon themselves the iniquity of trespass in their eating of their holy things. I am the Lord that sanctifies them. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and his sons, and to all the congregation of Israel, and thou shalt say to them, Any man of the children of Israel, or the strangers that abide among them in Israel, who shall offer his gifts according to all their confession, and according to all their choice, whatsoever they may bring to the Lord for whole burnt offerings, your freewill offerings shall be males without blemish of the herds, or of the sheep, or of the goats. They shall not bring to the Lord anything that has a blemish in it, for it shall not be acceptable for you. And whatsoever man shall offer a peace offering for the Lord, discharging a vow, or in the way of a freewill offering, or an offering in your feasts, or the herds or of the sheep, it shall be without blemish for acceptance. There shall be no blemish in it. One that is blind, or broken, or has his tongue cut out, or is troubled with warts, or has a malignant ulcer, or tetters, they shall not offer these to the Lord. Neither shall ye offer any of them for a burnt offering on the altar of the Lord. And a calf or sheep with the ears cut off, or has lost its tail, thou shalt slay them for thyself, but they shall not be accepted for thy vow. That which has broken testicles, or is crushed, or gelt, or mutilated, thou shalt not offer them to the Lord, neither shall ye sacrifice them upon your land. Neither shall ye offer the gifts of your God of all these things by the hand of a stranger, because there is corruption in them, a blemish in them. These shall not be accepted for you. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, As for a calf, or a sheep, or a goat, whenever it is born, then shall it be 7 days under its mother, and on the 8th day and after they shall be accepted for sacrifices of burnt offering to the Lord. And a bullock and a ewe, and its young, thou shalt not kill in 1 day. And if thou shouldest offer a sacrifice of our rejoicing to the Lord, ye shall offer it so as to be accepted for you. And that same day it shall be eaten. You shall not leave of the flesh till the morrow. I am the Lord. And ye shall keep my commandments and do them, and ye shall not profane the name of the Holy One. And I will be sanctified in the midst of the children of Israel. I am the Lord that sanctifies you, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, to be your God. I am the Lord. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and thou shalt say unto them, The feasts of the Lord which ye shall call holy assemblies, these are my feasts. 6 days shalt thou do works, while the 7th day is the Sabbath, a rest, a holy convocation to the Lord. Thou shalt not do any work. It is a Sabbath to the Lord in all your dwellings. These are the feasts to the Lord, holy convocations, which ye shall call in their seasons. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month, between the evening times, is the Lord's Passover. And on the 15th day of the month is the feast of unleavened bread to the Lord. 7 days ye shall eat unleavened bread. And the first day shall be a holy convocation to you. Ye shall do no servile work. And ye shall offer whole burnt offerings to the Lord 7 days. And the 7th day shall be a holy convocation to you. You shall do no servile work. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and thou shalt say to them, When ye shall enter into the land which I give you, and reap the harvest of it, then shall ye bring a sheaf, the first fruits of your harvest, to the priest. And he shall lift up the sheaf before the Lord to be accepted for you. On the morrow of the first day the priest shall lift it up. And ye shall offer on the day on which ye shall bring the sheaf, a lamb without blemish of a year old, for a whole burnt offering to the Lord. And its meat offering 2/10 portions of fine flour mingled with oil. It is a sacrifice to the Lord, a smell of sweet savor to the Lord, and its drink offering the 4th part of a hin of wine. And ye shall not eat bread, or the new parched corn, until the same day, until ye offer the sacrifices to your God. It is a perpetual statute throughout your generations in all your dwellings. And ye shall number to yourselves from the day after the Sabbath, from the day on which ye shall offer the sheaf of the heave offering 7 full weeks, until the morrow after the last week ye shall number 50 days, and shall bring a new meat offering to the Lord. Ye shall bring from your dwelling loaves, as heave offering, 2 loaves. They shall be of 2/10 portions of fine flour. They shall be baked with leaven of the first fruits to the Lord. And ye shall bring with the loaves 7 unblemished lambs of a year old, and 1 calf of the herd, and 2 rams without blemish, and they shall be a whole burnt offering to the Lord. And their meat offerings and drink offerings shall be a sacrifice, a smell of sweet savor to the Lord. And they shall sacrifice 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and 2 lambs of a year old for a peace offering, with the loaves of the first fruits. And the priest shall place them with the loaves of the first fruits, an offering before the Lord with 2 lambs. They shall be holy to the Lord. They shall belong to the priest that brings them. And ye shall call this day a convocation. It shall be holy to you. Ye shall do no servile work on it. It is perpetual ordinance throughout your generations in all your habitations. And when ye shall reap the harvest of your land, ye shall not fully reap the remainder of the harvest of your field when thou reapest. And thou shalt not gather that which falls from thy reaping. Thou shalt leave it for the poor, and for the stranger. I am the Lord your God. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, on the first day of the month, ye shall have a rest, a memorial of trumpets. It shall be to you a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work, and ye shall offer a whole burnt offering to the Lord. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Also on the 10th day of this 7th month is a day of atonement. It shall be a holy convocation to you. And ye shall humble your souls, and offer a whole burnt offering to the Lord. Ye shall do no work on this selfsame day, for this is a day of atonement for you, to make atonement for you, before the Lord your God. Every soul that shall not be humbled in that day shall be cut off from among its people. And every soul which shall do work on that day, that soul shall be destroyed from among its people. Ye shall do no manner of work. It is a perpetual statute throughout your generations in all your habitations. It shall be a holy Sabbath to you, and ye shall humble your souls from the 9th day of the month, from the evening to evening ye shall keep your Sabbaths. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, On the 15th day of the 7th month there shall be a feast of tabernacles 7 days to the Lord. And on the first day shall be a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work. 7 days shall ye offer whole burnt offerings to the Lord, and the 8th day shall be a holy convocation to you, and ye shall offer whole burnt offerings to the Lord. It is a time of release. Ye shall do no servile work. These are the feasts to the Lord, which ye shall call holy convocations, to offer burnt offerings to the Lord, whole burnt offerings, and their meat offerings, and their drink offerings, that for each day on its day, besides the Sabbaths of the Lord, and besides your gifts, and besides all your vows, and besides your free will offerings, which ye shall give to the Lord. And on the 15th day of this 7th month, when ye shall have completely gathered in the fruits of the earth, ye shall keep a feast to the Lord 7 days. On the first day there shall be a rest, and on the 8th day a rest. And on the first day ye shall take goodly fruit of the trees, and branches of palm trees, and thick boughs of trees, and willows, and branches of osiers from the brook, to rejoice before the Lord your God 7 days in the year. It is a perpetual statute for your generations. In the 7th month ye shall keep it. 7 days ye shall dwell in tabernacles. Every native in Israel shall dwell in tents, that your posterity may see that I made the children of Israel to dwell in tents when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. And Moses recounted the feasts of the Lord to the children of Israel. Psalm 37:38 in Hebrew, verses 1 through 10. A psalm of David for remembrance concerning the Sabbath day. O Lord, rebuke me not in thy wrath, neither chasten me in thine anger. For thy weapons are fixed in me, and thou hast pressed thy hand heavily upon me. For there is no health in my flesh because of thine anger. There is no peace to my bones because of my sins. For my transgressions have gone over mine head. They have pressed heavily upon me like a weighty burden. My bruises have become noisome and corrupt because of my foolishness. I have been wretched and bowed down continually. I went with a mourning countenance all the day. For my soul is filled with mockings, and there is no health in my flesh. I have been afflicted and brought down exceedingly. I have roared for the groaning of my heart. But all my desire is before thee, and my groaning is not hidden from thee. My heart is troubled, my strength has failed me, and the light of mine eyes is not with me. Proverbs chapter 8, verses 1 through 5. Thou shalt proclaim wisdom, that understanding may be obedient to thee. For she is on lofty eminences, and stands in the midst of the ways. For she sits by the gates of princes, and sings in the entrances, saying, You, O men, I exhort, and utter my voice to the sons of men. O ye simple, understand subtlety, and ye that are untaught, imbibe knowledge. The Holy Gospel according to St. Matthew, chapter 25, verses 31 through 46. When the Son of Man shall come in glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the thrones of his glory. And before him shall we gather all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was a-hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee a-hungered, and fed thee, or thirsty, and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger, and took thee in, or naked, and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison, and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Then shall he say unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was a-hungered, and ye gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me not in. Naked, and ye clothed me not. Sick, and in prison, and ye visited me not. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee a-hungered, or athirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? Then shall he answer unto them, saying, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of the least of these, ye did it not to me. And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal.